Hi guys, how you doing? I hope you're all feeling amazeballs, as always. I just thought I'd jump on because it's new year and I'm, doing new things. Well, not new things, old things. Things we've been doing, more things. Anyway, thought I'd jump on and do a little talk about my personal theme for this year, which is to show up for myself. And I've spent a lot of time questioning what that actually is and what that looks like. And of course, my first response to that is, well, it looks like it's different for everybody. What showing up for yourself is different for everybody because everybody's needs are different. Your needs are different to mine. So if you're asking the same question of yourself, or if you're wanting to show up for yourself more, my big thing there is to just sit down and ask yourself to ask yourself what that looks like, or ask yourself what your goals are, or ask yourself what your needs are. I've made some notes. See, look, little notes for what I wanted to talk about with today. And because one of the biggest things for me is really trying to work out what it means to be a human being and understand this life, and it's so freaking crazy. And the best way to do that is to just ask questions. Of course, I'm mostly going to be talking about what it means, or what these things mean in relation to health and fitness. But those of you who know me know that when I talk about health and fitness, I'm not just talking about getting skinny or lifting weights, right? I'm very rarely ever talking about getting skinny, unless I'm telling you to stop focusing on that. And I'm mostly talking about working out what's going on with you so that you can feel better, right? So you can be happier and healthier. So for me, what does showing up actually look like? And in relation to my goals, I've set myself some health and fitness goals for this year. And realizing that one of the biggest, I've got 4 points that I want to talk about here. One of the biggest things that I have had to unwind in my own processes and rewire, so to speak, is this letting go of these big achievements and realizing that if I want to achieve my goals for this year, even for the next 6 months, small, consistent steps are the way it's going to happen. And I find that for the life that I've lived, there's a lot of expectation placed on these big steps, like big changes, and everything has to be, monumental. And the message of being like what's showing up for yourself, or being showing up for yourself really is doing small, consistent steps every single day and understanding what those steps are. Right, but at the end of the day, consistently doing the work rather than expecting huge change from yourself over a short period of time. Understand that giving yourself a longer period of time with smaller but consistent steps is going to get you a much better, longer lasting result. So that's number one. Number two, allowing myself the space to feel what I'm feeling. And because for me, and I feel like this is for most people, having done this work for a really long time, doesn't surprise me that I feel like this for most people, is we spend a lot of energy avoiding what we're feeling, both happy and sad, or angry or frustrated or glad or excited or whatever. We spend a lot of energy running away from our feelings. And part of showing up for yourself as a human being is allowing yourself to feel those feelings. Because if I don't feel those feelings, sometimes they become a block to me being able to show up and do my consistent work, right? I'll give you an example. The other day, yesterday, in fact, I rode my bike to the studio. I was tired and I didn't want to ride home. And I got stuck with, oh, maybe I can get Sophie to come pick me up, maybe I can do this, maybe, you know, do that. And I went, no, hold on a minute. I'm just feeling tired. I don't actually feel like I can't do the thing that I want to do. I can't do the actual task of riding my bike home, because that is the small consistent step that I need to be taking to achieve my goal. I'm just tired. And if I sit in that for a minute and acknowledge it, I gave myself 10 minutes. A friend of mine rang me. Rather than going, hey man, I'm about to get on my bike, I sat and talked to my friend for 20 minutes. And then went, okay, I've been feeling tired. That's good. I took some time out. I sat down and talked to a friend. Now I'm going to do the thing. I'm still tired, but I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to show up for myself because I want and need to achieve these goals for this year. Okay? So that's allowing myself to feel the things. That goes for big feelings too, right? Not just feeling tired, feeling excited, feeling angry, feeling frustrated, feeling sad. We have to do that work too in order to be feeling generally overall better. But you know that, all right? This for me, and I'm not saying this is applicable to you, but one of the reasons why I'm sharing this with you is to hopefully help stimulate you to ask questions of yourself around what it is that you need to be doing to show up for yourself, so you can get a better picture of how you can do these consistent steps every day. But so for me, asking for my needs to be met, right? So for me, in relation to my goals, I have to be riding my bike so many times a week. I have to be running so many times a week. I have to be doing my resistance training so many times a week, in line with my program, in line with my goals. And if the people around me who support me, who require things from me, who, you know, are in my general circle, are not allowing me the space to be able to achieve those things, to be able to do those goals so that I can show up for myself, then I'm not going to achieve my goals. All right? So in that interaction, in those conversations, in those moments of going, hey, I see that you need these things from me. I need these things from you. These are my needs and I need them to be met. And there's, you know, as I talk about it, there's two things there. It's number one, I need to show up and meet my own needs instead of putting everybody else's needs in front of mine. I need to sit there and go, no, hold on, these things are important for me. And two, I need to communicate to those people and go, hey man, yes, all this stuff needs to be done. Whilst we're organising that, we need to put this in there too, because these are my needs as well. Alrighty, so if you're the type of person who puts everybody else's needs before your own, have a think about how often and how much you do that, and whether or not that needs to change in order for you to be able to meet your own needs and show up for yourself. Alrighty, so that's number 3. And number 4 there is understanding and learning about my body. I can't even read my own writing there. How it's something best for me right now. God, what is that word? Anyway, understanding and learning about my own body, understanding my body's needs, right? And how it works best for me right now so that I can achieve my goals. So if you're one of my clients and you're watching this, you're probably, you know, at least in your mid to late 30s and going through some hormonal changes, or have already gone through hormonal changes. And for those of us who are going through those sorts of things, it is really important to be doing the research to understand how these changes are affecting your body, so that you can change and adjust your lifestyle, change and adjust your goals, so that you can be feeling healthier and happier. Like, you know, you got your big goal, which for most of us, right? And the point of this conversation for most of us, it is to feel good, to feel better, to be happy, right? That's always a goal. And, you know, begs the question, what do you have to be doing to be feeling that? Are you feeling that now? If you're not feeling that, why not? Blah, 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 whole other conversation, right? But for me, hormonal changes have changed the way my body operates, the way it feels, my joints, my recovery from workouts, the way I digest food. All of these things have changed over the years, and in order for me to achieve my goals, I really have to understand how that works. And I'm going to give you one example of that is year before now, in 2022, I changed my breakfast routine, and I now have 2 eggs on toast for breakfast pretty much every single morning. And that has been an unbelievably good change for my body. I can't believe it took me till I was 50 to understand that that was what I needed for breakfast every morning. Okay, but you got to do the experiment. You've got to work out what's going on with your body. Again, those of you who work with me know and understand that I talk about taking things like turmeric and collagen. As I've gotten older, I've had to do some experiments with supplements to see what happens with my body and whether or not it's a positive or a negative change. And so for me, with the hormone changes that are happening as I get older, my body's not recovering as well as it used to. All of that, I have found that taking turmeric, taking collagen, and there's one other one that I've just started taking, can't remember what it is. Anyway, having massive effects on my ability to function. And making the observations around those effects and understanding what that means as well. So one of the things that I will say about this is, for me, my experience of taking supplements isn't necessarily that I take the supplement and I suddenly feel amazing, right? That is not the effect that it has. What's happening is I feel less sore, less pain, and I can function more. But I may not necessarily notice that that's how I'm feeling. But what I do notice is if I stop taking the supplements, suddenly my pain level increases, suddenly my mobility goes down, suddenly my reflexes are slower, all of these things. And I'm like, and you go, well, what's happened? I haven't had my supplements for a week and a half. Okay, so maybe I should get back on the supplements again. And then the pain goes away, I can move better, I'm recovering faster from my workouts, all of those things. So, it's not this sudden flip and a miracle cure, but what it does do is help me to function better, right? And help me keep up with the lifestyle that I'm trying to live. So, and in that way, showing up for myself, feeling happier, right? Feeling healthier, doing all the things that I want to be able to do in my life. So that is my little Monday rant for working out and understanding what showing up for yourself looks like. That's me. That's, what I sat and did with myself this morning and wrote those 4 little points down. Obviously, understanding that those things are going to change over time. Okay. Next year, I will probably have 4 different points on the same subject. Probably next week. You never know. But if you want to sit down and have a chat with me about what it means to show up for yourself, to really work that out for yourself, I'm more than happy to do that with you. Get in contact and we can work that out. And the reason I say that is because sometimes, a lot of the time, it's much better to do when we talk with somebody who's going to ask us really good in-depth questions so that we can get that deeper answer, that one that we're not necessarily able to see just by ourselves. Okay, so I'm always going to recommend having a coach to help you nut that kind of stuff out. So happy Monday, everybody. Delve deep, ask yourself some good questions, go do your workouts, and we'll see you very soon.